We're going to turn this $50 antique French desk into a $2,100 desk. I've had people say many times, I can't believe, that those prices are real, that people actually pay for that. So the reason why furniture sellers and furniture artists and flippers think that is because it's really hard to get high end prices when you sell locally in vendor booths or on Facebook Marketplace. I used to think the same thing until I started, selling on Etsy. I'm using Cred Cutter to clean and prep this piece before I paint it with Kasha Furniture Paint. And there is just a little flyer on why Cred Cutter does such a good job. But that is all I'm doing for this particular piece for prep work. And then I'll move right into furniture painting. The questions on getting the good prices for furniture like this that we paint or refinish. People ask that because they're like, you just don't get those prices when you sell to your local marketplace. But when you expand to nationwide marketplace and begin to ship, which is not near as scary as you think it is, then you really open up to be able to have custom pieces produced and to get paid for what your product is worth and your talent and your skill and your time, and you're sourcing very unique pieces. To me, that's made all the difference in the world. But now I'm going to get into the makeover of this. So this antique French dresser cost me $50. I've been buying locally from a man and woman who, in my rural area, Missouri, many years ago, they bought a big Victorian house and they love to hunt and pick fine furniture, and they've spent decades filling it up. So slowly they are downsizing and getting rid of things. And he's brought me many things because I've been a good customer. He gave me this desk for $50, and I thought that was just a steal. So I did Cred Cutter for prep work. And what Cred Cutter does, it takes away like ages of dust and grime and grease, makes the surface very paintable on most surfaces. Now, you will have problem pieces, which will require, scuff sanding or thorough sanding or liquid sand or deglosser, but this was not a problem piece. It did not have a super glossy finish, and I'm using Kasha Furniture Paint in a custom mixed color on this piece. I like using a 4-inch microfiber roller. The first coat that I put on was just like an antique white that I had created, just kind of a dirty white, real light kind of stone color. And then that was my base coat. And I'm not worried about having, a like full coverage when I, when I'm painting, because I like a little bit of that old world type of style where, there's layers of sometimes wood peeking through and layers of different colors peeking through. That's why I like doing on a lot of pieces in this style, or my base coat is a different color that will complement the coat on top. So you'll get to see it peeking through, and it looks just like ages of history and like the piece has a story to tell. I really love a piece that has some nicks and natural wormholes and, character and age and just that, some dents and chips and scrapes in it. I just think it shows that it's lived a life and it has some character to it, and it doesn't look, just like uninteresting, boring right out of the factory furniture. When I source furniture, either for myself or to, paint to sell on Etsy or ship nationwide in one way or another, I always look for pieces that are a little more interesting. That is, people ask all the time, how do I source? I get, items from individuals, marketplace, estate auctions, I mean, all different types of stuff. So what I'm doing here is I mixed together a darker brown chalk style paint And all I'm doing is brushing that on with our artist brush and then wiping it back. And it just adds depth and dimension. You can see how much like dimension and interest that it's brought. And what that does is it keeps a piece from looking flat and just kind of flat and boring. Anytime you can do something to add a darker shade, it just, or maybe sometimes you want to highlight an area, it begins to build layers and dimensions, and pieces look a lot more interesting instead of just looking very flat and basic. So just to recap on this piece, which it did not have a super glossy finish when I received it, it got a deep cleaning with Cred Cutter. I custom mixed the antique white kind of stone color off white. And once I used a 4-inch microfiber roller for all of my painting, except for the detail painting, it paints so easily up and down the legs. Here and there in certain pieces, I'll have to come in with a little chip brush or detail brush and get a couple of little areas, but it's just so much easier painting with a microfiber roller brush. And I like the microfiber brushes because they hold paint really well. It levels really well. It gives you a streak-free finish, so it just really, really looks nice. And I'm for my detail, a brown chalk paint, chalk style paint, furniture paint, and I'm coming in and just doing around my little keyholes, all the little edges, a little bit around the hardware. And now I'm using Rust-Oleum metallic pure gold to do the details on the legs. I run some over the hardware, on some of the corners and edges, a little trim. And you can also, if you want to age your gold, come in with a light tan or light brown and just dry brush over it. You can use dark wax if you want. I think I like using paint a little better for my details than I do dark wax most of the time. I feel like it gives you better control when you use paint. And if you feel like you've done a little too much, you can always it's just paint. So you can always come in with more paint and go right over it. I do end up changing the top. I add another layer on the top, and you're going to see that in a little bit. I did not get that filmed, so I'm going to tell you what I did is I mixed together, just like on a paper plate, some of my teal green paint that I used, which is kind of the sagey teal, which is the primary color. And then on another area of my paper plate, I had some of this brown color that I'm going around using as kind of like patina. I mix those together, and then I just used a chip brush, and I also had a little like sea sponge, and I just blotted those with a very light amount of paint on the top, allowing them to mix together, almost giving a stone type of color. So when you see that in a little bit, that's how I did it. I really have enjoyed using that technique. It's super simple. If you have any imperfections on a piece, that is a great way. So there's the top. That is such a great way to cover imperfections. It gives it a light amount of texture. I just sanded that real smooth when it's done. The top got 3 coats of a matte lacquer, and then on the body of this, for sealing it, I sealed it with a clear wax. Here it is staged. I use Photo Room for staging. I also paired it with a recent painting that I had done. I found that, when I've done desks in the past, they've sold well when being paired with paintings. So this is just listed on Etsy for $2,100. And I regularly sell this type of furniture in that price range. That will include free shipping. If you have any questions, drop your questions in the comments. I do have shipping videos on YouTube. And, if this is helpful, just go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm going to have a ton of videos and content coming out on how to sell and ship your furniture nationwide, how to market it, and of course, several painting tutorials and different types of painting techniques to elevate your furniture for your home and your business.